welcome to Morning Chat with Anthony O'Ryan. And the more I realize, the more I get excited how God has been in my life when it comes to the gang stalking. And I'll break it down to you, and you can figure out how God has been there the entire time. First, I'm at a red light. Well, let's back up. First thing is I uploaded a video of my ex-girlfriend. She has some anomaly on her face. I put it under the title Reptilian Hybrid, which is probably going back up. I gotta call YouTube and get to my older videos. I'm about 99% sure I'm gonna put it back up, because they violated the deal, peace deal. But I uploaded her video, 500 views. 4 years later, I uploaded it again, a shorter version of it, just shorter, and I got 10,000 views in a week. A friend goes, "Oh, that's great." I said, "Not really. It might stand out." Next thing I know, the torture begins. I'm at a red light, and this truck pulls up, and he runs over to my car and tries to get in my car door. He tries to get at me. I call the police, 911. They hang up on me 3 times in a row, but my door was locked, and I believe that was God. 2, I go to the hospital for an asthma attack, and it takes them 4 hours to get me back there. Normally, I'm back there in 30 minutes. I actually sent friends there as referrals because that hospital was so quick. 4 hours, and they were rude. And when I got back there, they were fake and phony. And they gave me an IV that got me sicker and sicker and sicker. And the next morning, I could barely walk. And I went home, and I was 50% better within hours. So it was the IV. And I was 100% better in about 4 to 5 days. The voice in my head said, "Pull that out, go home." I believe that was God. Then I noticed some strange, creepy plastic material in my apartment. This rice material wasn't really plastic, but it was similar to plastic. And I put some shipping tape down, and this stuff got covered in the shipping tape. Shipping tape was taped to the floor. So I made sure everything was off, fans, doors were closed, windows closed, put it down again. This stuff got covered in the shipping tape. I go, this is bizarre. I believe it's coming from these creeps in the condos because there's some strange people over there. Next thing I know, while I'm videotaping this, I'm filming the condos. 6 huge guys run out to the platform, and they're sweating bricks. And then they notice I'm filming them, and they freeze. Now they're in a circle, and they're like just talking and pointing over at me. Then I upload the video to YouTube to show everybody. It freezes. Then my entire channel freezes. Then a car pulls up an hour later with a guy in a suit, and he's poured in sweat. My brother goes out there and washes the trash can for 25 minutes. The guy just sits in his car, keeps looking at my brother. Finally, the guy drives away. I believe he had a gun and was coming to get me, and that God had my brother at the exact time wash the trash can out. Then I was driving, and I should back up. There was an earlier story where I'm on the freeway, and I heard a voice in my head. I believe it was God. He said, "Highway Patrol is about to get behind you and set you up on a crime." I look in the mirror, I tell my friend, he goes, "Ooh, you funny guy." I look in the mirror, Highway Patrol gets behind me, but he's way behind me. So he starts speeding up. So the voice says, "Just stay where you're at and listen to what I tell you to do." So I go, okay. At the last minute, when the freeway's ending, it tells me to go 4 lanes over to the right as quick as I can. I do. I'm able to make a right turn off the freeway. Highway Patrol ends up going straight. And as I make a right turn off the freeway, there's 10 cop cars coming toward me. Had I went straight where I was supposed to be going, where I was going, that direction, they would have got behind the Highway Patrol and behind me. There would have been 10 to 11, 12 cop cars. And they would have set me up on a crime, I believe it. So as I'm passing this caravan of cops that are coming toward me now in this narrow street, the cop shakes his head like, and he winks at me like, "How'd this guy get away?" And then another day, I'm driving a friend around, and I pick him to his mom's house. He gets out to open the security gate for the car, and a voice says, out of nowhere, "Don't park straight. They're going to try and block you in." Suddenly, I go, "Whoa." And I go, okay. So I just park diagonally so I can back off the curb. As I'm doing this, a minivan pulls up behind me and tries to block me in. And there was these 2 old guys that went. Like, he's the one causing all the trouble. And I believe it was the voice of God, because it told me out of nowhere how to park, that I was going to get boxed in. Then I was at my friend's house a different day, and the voice of God said, "You're going to lose your car today." I had this intense conviction. So I waited there for 4 hours. I never stayed there 4 hours before. I waited there 4 hours. I drove home. These 2 cars ended up racing on the freeway. They cause all these cars to spin and crash into each other. I get away from the crash. The car bounces, spins away from me, hits a car, and then spins back toward me. Barely nicks my front right tire, knocks the tire loose. I go into the shoulder. No harm at all whatsoever, but the car gets towed away with the police. The cop goes, towed away with us. That's how we do it. You'll get your car back. The insurance company will take care of it. I go to get the police report. It takes them 4 or 5 months to do it. When it's done, they lie on the police report. They say that there was only one person racing and they got away. There was 2 cars racing. The police lied. Us witnesses knew there was 2 people racing. That tells you again the cops were in on it. And I believe that God had me escape the accident and told me before the accident even happened. So I'll be prepared for it. To prove it's real, then I even had 2 military guys trying to sneak in my back window at night. And God told me they were out there, and I heard them. And then I called the police, and they didn't want to shine the flashlight behind my studio apartment. Second time they came out, they tried to bully me. They wouldn't let me look behind there. When they left, the guy ran out of the backyard, down the driveway, and under the street. He was going to try and sneak in my back window at night, and I believe God told me he was there. And then I make a video telling them, why do you guys keep coming against me when every time you do, God reveals your plan? I played the video back, and in the background, you can basically hear a guy on a computer voice going, sin, sin, sin. So while I'm explaining to them that God reveals their plan, I play it back, and it catches a voice in the background of me talking. I believe it was meant to go inside the brain. I believe they're shooting people with some type of mind control thing. The video picked it up. It wasn't supposed to, but I believe God did it to show them that what I'm saying is true. God warns me every time. So basically, through this whole ordeal, I found out reptilian people were real. They're living around me. What houses they're in. They had rice material in my apartment. They were coming to kill me. What they're spraying everybody with. Number 6, how to see them. All this stuff was revealed to them by going into booby traps that God had set up for them. Trap after trap after trap. Now the final one is me and them again, and they're coming again. And the final trap is they come after me, and the information's released on how to see them and what they're spraying everybody with. This is the doozy. I warned them many times that God's on my side because there's always been a voice helping me and guiding me, and there's always been miracles when it comes to all these different attacks. I've had supernatural protection, supernatural insight, and I've also had supernatural help avoiding a massive freeway crash and getting killed. Picking up their voices on video. That was a miracle. That was never supposed to be transmitted on video, but the video picked it up. And knowing how to see them every time they come after me.